Why people dumber than you are making more money is the question that keeps millions of intelligent people up at night. You see them everywhere. People with half your intelligence earning triple your income. It's not random chance, and I'm about to expose the uncomfortable truth that explains why their bank accounts grow while yours remains frozen. The answer will change everything you thought about success. We've all been fed the same lie since childhood. Be smart, get good grades. Success will follow. The brightest students receive praise. Gold stars, academic scholarships. They're destined for greatness, we think. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Intelligence is overrated. If IQ determined wealth, every professor would own a mansion. Every scientist would drive a Lamborghini. Every genius would be financially independent. But they don't. They aren't. They're not. So what's happening? Richard Branson has dyslexia. Dropped out at 16. Now worth billions with 400+ companies. Meanwhile, Nikola Tesla, literal genius, died penniless in a hotel room. The man who electrified our world couldn't keep his own lights on. How is this possible? Because something more powerful than intelligence determines who gets rich. Something nobody taught you in school. And once you understand it, everything changes. Picture this scenario. Two people stand before a complex maze. At the end, financial freedom, wealth, everything they want. Person A, Harvard graduate, certified genius, 160 IQ. Person B, average intelligence, no special education. Who reaches the prize first? Most people bet on person A. They're wrong, because person A does something fatal. They overthink. They analyze every possible route, calculate probabilities, draft elaborate plans, perfect their strategy. Meanwhile, person B is already moving. Wrong turn, they adjust. Dead end, they backtrack. Mistake, they learn. By the time the genius finalizes their perfect plan, the average person is halfway through. This isn't theory, it's reality, and it explains everything about wealth creation that nobody talks about. Here's where it gets interesting. Smart people fear failure because it threatens their identity. They've always been the smart one. Failure feels like proof they're not special after all, so they play it safe. Get more degrees, collect more certifications, avoid risks at all costs. But here's the brutal truth about wealth. Playing it safe is the riskiest strategy of all. While the genius contemplates, the idiot experiments. While the brilliant mind theorizes, the average person sells. While the intellectual plans, the ordinary person profits. This creates a shocking outcome. The people who seemed least equipped at the starting line often cross the finish line first, not because they're secretly smart, but because they take action when others won't. If this is hitting home for you, take a second to hit that like button. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but understanding this principle is the first step to changing your financial reality. And make sure you're subscribed. My next video reveals the 10 skills you need to develop if you want to be rich. And trust me, these aren't what most gurus are teaching. So how do you transform intelligence into actual wealth? You need two critical elements that schools never teach. First, ruthless execution. Ideas are worthless without implementation. Potential means nothing without proof. Knowledge is useless without application. Jeff Bezos didn't invent online shopping. He just executed better than everyone else. That's why he's worth $200+ billion. And execution isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop, one decision at a time, one imperfect action after another. Second, social magnetism. This is where the real money multiplies. Steve Jobs couldn't code, didn't build the iPhone himself, wasn't even particularly technical. What did he do? He sold the vision, connected with people, built bridges of trust, created believers. That's what transformed Apple from a garage project into a $1 trillion empire. High IQ gets you good test scores. Social magnetism gets you resources, opportunities, and wealth. If you're tired of being smart but broke, here are 3 mindset shifts that will transform your reality in the next 72 hours. First, embrace imperfect action. There is no trial version of success, no money-back guarantee on your dreams. You must jump without a perfect parachute. Second, redefine failure. Mistakes aren't roadblocks, they're data points. Each one brings you closer to the answer. Third, prioritize connection over perfection. A half-baked idea with believers beats a perfect plan with no audience. Your ability to connect trumps your ability to calculate. Build trust before you build empires. Success doesn't belong to the smartest person in the room. It belongs to the one who moves, who acts, who tests, who fails, who adjusts, who persists. Intelligence might give you a head start, but action determines who finishes first. So stop overthinking. Stop over-planning. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. The idiots are getting rich because they're doing what you're not. And now you know their secret. What will you do with it?